Now that they have the tile over the opening in the hatch, that has effectively sealed off the source of the GN2. And so Tim is now removing the duct from the purge vent and drain system, PVD.
Thanks so much.
Discovery Houston, for the entire crew, com check.
CDR, loud and clear. PLP, MS1. MS2. MS3. MS4. MS5.
Discovery, we read you all loud and clear. For decks, I have updates. One update to your NOCOM boundary on page 2-4 of the flip book.
Like the pilot, and I had it.
That's great.
So yeah, that's what I'm trying to catch some video.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. He's better off, but fresh if we
The Space Shuttle is planned for launch today from Complex 39. Although an accident during the first 1/2 minute of flight is unlikely, some safety precautions are necessary. A potential danger exists from toxic vapors contained in any cloud formed as a result of a launch mishap. In the event of an accident, all KSC personnel, news media, and invited guests on the Kennedy Space Center should take shelter in the nearest air-conditioned facility as quickly as possible. Those viewing the launch on NASA Causeway or at a launch viewing site not near an air-conditioned facility should take shelter in a bus or car with the windows closed. In the event of a mishap, please await further instructions, which will follow.
For the firing of 1C, after T-minus 20 minutes, all problems in transit require a countdown clock hold will be reported to the NTD on channels 2 and 2 together with a recommendation. For all manual holds after T-minus 5 minutes, the countdown clock will continue until T-minus 31 seconds, unless the recommendation to hold at the next milestone is necessary. After T-minus 31 seconds, only cutoff is available, and will result in a recycle to T-minus 20 minutes. For a cutoff, the code word TGLS gives cutoff will be used.
25 seconds remain in the hold. As we come out of this hold, Discovery's onboard computers will transition to the terminal phase of the countdown configuration. And following this, the computer memory of the 5 general-purpose computers on Discovery will be checked to ensure the programs have been properly stored. The purge of the 3 onboard cryogenic fuel cells will soon be underway. Fuel cells are the small power plants that use liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen to produce Discovery's electricity during the mission.
I can give you set 1065, close that through the radio 11. Copy.
Pass off.
Safety with that, I believe 1066 is completed this one. Down the all central is clear in the LPS. STM. Terminate video traffic system at 1067. Copy.
T-minus 9 minutes, 55 seconds and counting. The closeout crew is back at the AD-11 roadblock where they could return to the pad if needed.
SRO NTD. I'll give you set 1070. The KC area is cleared for launch.
This area over here. You can't see
Clear out, sir.
I did.
NTD, do you have? I'll give you set 95, 620, Copy that. No CC NTD. Copy.
This is shuttle launch control. T-minus 9 minutes and holding. 41 minutes remain in our hold, and everything is on course for the launch of Space Shuttle Discovery at 6:21 a.m. Eastern Time. When the count resumes, the ground launch sequencer will be in control of all critical operations. This master computer program will issue all of the commands necessary to perform the final critical tasks required to put the vehicle in the final launch configuration. The ground launch sequencer monitors about 1,000 different critical orbital functions during the final 9 minutes of the count to make certain they do not fall out of limits. All systems are go, weather is green, no concerns at this point.
so much longer, you know? So
We're on target for a liftoff of Space Shuttle Discovery to begin STS 131 at 6:21 a.m. and 25 seconds.
it's like a 60, it's a 10 natural and a 60.
And we see the space station traveling over the Kennedy Space Center on NASA television. It just passed the moon. A bright dot in the sky. Residents throughout the world can find sighting opportunities by going to NASA's website at www.nasa.gov and looking for sightings. The space station is longer than a football field. Its solar arrays span 240 feet and it's 45 feet tall. It's a large object, getting bigger all the time. 6 permanent crew members are there today, about to be joined by the 7 crew members of Space Shuttle Discovery to conduct science in space.
Chair, yes, go ahead. Minus 15 recorder activation. Stop.
At this time, the International Space Station is about 90% complete by mass and 98% complete by habitable volume. T-minus 5 minutes and counting.
TLS is go for orbiter APU start.
TLC perform APU start.
TLC in work.
The launch team has terminated liquid oxygen replenished to the external tank and is now initiating LOX drain back.
LTC CDR heater reconfig is complete.
T-minus 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
LTC, PLT, APU start is complete.
Copy.
All 3 APUs are up and running. T-minus 4 minutes,
Try it again.
5 seconds and counting.
See us. We're up in them. No, I don't know.
TLS is go for post sequence 4.
Okay. All right. Well, see ya.
A final helium purge of the 3 main engines is underway in preparation for main engine start.
You know people are going to lean over.
A final test of the flight control surfaces is being conducted. This is a programmed pattern of movements designed to verify the readiness for launch of all the flight control surfaces, the elevons, speed brakes, and rudder. And the main engines are being gimbaled through a pre-programmed series of maneuvers as a final test before launch. T-minus 3 minutes, 15 seconds and counting. T-minus 3 minutes and counting. Final pressurization of the external tank's liquid oxygen tank is underway.
TLS is go for ET LO2 pressurization.
And we are completing the purge of the shuttle's main engines. T-minus 2 minutes, 39 seconds and counting.
TLC, clear caution and warning memory, verify no unexpected errors.
TLT in work.
And the gaseous oxygen vent hood, or beanie cap, is being retracted away from the top of the external tank. T-minus 2 minutes, 20 seconds and counting.
Discovery, close the launch visors, initiate O2 flow.
Discovery copies visors and O2 flow.
T-minus 2 minutes and counting. Liquid hydrogen replenish on the external tank is now being terminated.
Go for ET LH2 pressurization.
T-minus 1 minute, 44 seconds and counting. All systems are go. 90 seconds away from the launch of Space Shuttle Discovery. T-minus 1 minute, 15 seconds and counting. T-minus 1 minute. The ground launch sequencer will verify that the 3 main engines are ready to start. The booster joint heaters are being deactivated at this time. We're transferring to orbiter internal power. Discovery is now running off of its 3 onboard fuel cells. T-minus 38 seconds and counting. Coming up on a go for auto sequence start.
TLS is go for auto sequence start.
T-minus 25 seconds. Discovery's onboard computers have primary control of the vehicle's critical functions. 20 seconds. T-minus 15 seconds and the sound suppression water system has been activated. We have a go for main engine start. 3 engines up and ready. 3, 2, 1, 0. Booster ignition and liftoff of Discovery. Blazing a trail to scientific discoveries aboard Space Station.
Discovery, well program. Well, Discovery. Discovery, go at throttle up. Roger, go at throttle up.
Traveling 1,000 miles per hour, Discovery's engines are now throttled back up and performing at full capability. And liftoff, the shuttle weighed more than 4.5 million pounds, and now 1 minute and 27 seconds into the flight, the main engines and solid rocket boosters have reduced that weight by about half. Solid rocket boosters alone are burning 11,000 pounds of propellant per second, and the external tank is now 3,000 pounds lighter than when it began. Discovery is now 21 miles away from its launch pad and 22 miles in altitude, traveling 2,700 miles per hour. All 3 main engines are working just as expected. The 3 fuel cells are generating power, and the 3 auxiliary power units are all producing pressure. In short, everything performing well. 2 minutes and 7 seconds into the STS-131 mission.
All 3 confirmed.
The booster officer in the Mission Control Center has confirmed the solid rocket booster separation. All systems continuing to function well. Two orbital maneuvering system engines on Discovery's tail are now firing as well, providing the shuttle an extra boost into orbit. Engine burn will last 1 minute and 44 seconds.
Discovery, 2 engine TOW. Discovery copies, 2 engine TOW.
Backhaul indicates that Discovery can now reach Rome in Spain should one of the 3 main engines fail. However, all 3 of those main engines are currently working well. 2 minutes and 59 seconds into the flight, and Discovery is now 79 miles away from Kennedy Space Center in Florida, 48 miles in altitude, and traveling at 4,500 miles per hour. Space Shuttle Discovery also seeing the first of many sunrises of the STS 131 mission.
Discovery Houston, you are negative return. Discovery copy, negative return.
Discovery is now flying too high and too fast to return to the Kennedy Space Center in the event of an engine failure. That's not currently a problem, however, as all engines are continuing to perform as expected. 4 minutes and 15 seconds into Discovery's flight, shuttle is traveling 6,000 miles per hour at an altitude of 63 miles and is 181 miles away from Kennedy Space Center. Should two of the shuttle's 3 main engines fail after this point, it can still reach a safe, though lower than planned orbit, as Matt Copper and Capcom Rick Sturko indicated. Discovery is now 5 minutes and 42 minutes seconds into its flight.
Op 3. Discovery, send engine Op 3.
Also, Capcom Rick Sturko there letting Commander Alan Poindexter know that Discovery will cut off the 3 main engines as planned, and that he has the go-ahead then to pitch Discovery up to allow for photos of the external tank to be taken after its separation. There is the external tank separation. 8 minutes and 53 seconds into the STS 130 mission. Discovery now safely in orbit, 66 miles above the Earth, and traveling at 17,500 miles per hour. Also 1,065 miles downrange from the Kennedy Space Center.
A potential danger exists from toxic vapors contained in any cloud formed as a result of a launch mishap. In the event of an accident, all KSC personnel, news media, and invited guests on the Kennedy Space Center should take shelter in the nearest air-conditioned facility as quickly as possible. Those viewing the launch on NASA Causeway or at a launch viewing site not near an air-conditioned facility should take shelter in a bus or car with the windows closed. In the event of a mishap, please await further instructions, which will follow.
To the firing of 1T, after T-minus 20 minutes, all problems occurring that require a countdown clock hold will be reported to the NTD on channel 2 and 2.
Fuel cells will soon be underway. Fuel cells are the small power plants that use liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen to produce Discovery's electricity during the mission.
Yeah, I can give you set 1065, close that through the radio 11. Copy.
Pass copy.
Safety with that, I believe 1066 is completed this one. South the all-hub central is clear in the LPS. SQMT. SQM. Terminate video traffic at 1067. Copy.
T-minus 9 minutes, 55 seconds and counting. The closeout crew is back at the 8th.
Together with a recommendation. For all manual holds after T-minus 5 minutes, the countdown clock will continue until T-minus 31 seconds, unless the recommendation to hold at the next milestone is necessary. After T-minus 31 seconds, only cutoff is available, and will result in a recycle to T-minus 20 minutes. For a cutoff, the code word TGLS gives cutoff will be used.
25 seconds remain in the hold. As we come out of this hold, Discovery's onboard computers will transition to the terminal phase of the countdown configuration. Following this, the computer memory of the 5 general-purpose computers on Discovery will be checked to ensure the programs have been properly stored. The purge of the 3 onboard cryogenic
Discovery, we read you all loud and clear. For decks, I have updates. One update to your NOCOM boundary on page 2-4 of the flip book.
Like the pilot, and I had it.
That's
great.
So yeah, that's what I'm trying to catch some video.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. It's better off with fresh.
The Space Shuttle is planned for launch today from Complex 39. Although an accident during the first 1/2 minute of flight is unlikely, some safety precautions are necessary.
Now that they have the tile over the opening in the hatch, that has effectively sealed off the source of the GN2. And so Tim is now removing the duct from the purge, vent, and drain system, PVD.
Thanks so much.
Discovery Houston, for the entire crew, come check.
CDR, loud and clear. PLP, MS1.
MS2, MS3, MS4,
MS5.